There we go. All right, it's been a while. Let me get back in tune here. It's been a while since let me get my mic over here. It's been a while since I've been here. Of course, I think almost about a year now. My mother passed July 30th of last year. So, man, I had to take some time to recoup and gather myself and really just put things in perspective and do a lot of soul searching. And I thank her for everything she done for me this 50 years of my existence and everything she went through being a 17-year-old mother of a kid like myself, a young parent out of had me out of wedlock. And man, that's just never shared with a lot of people. But she remarried when I was about 16. My stepfather, Ricky Evans, he died from prostate cancer in 2013. Um, so I have a lot of different angles how I look at life and perspectives for how I look at life. And as a young teenager myself at 17, I was an athlete in Texas, played ball. But at 17, I went to basic training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Um, Came back, graduated, decided, man, I really like this and going to drills through the year. I really like this structure. And I decided to go active duty in 90 and deploying later to Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Um, come from very not a lot, a lot of love for one. A lot of love had come from not a lot of money, and, not a lot of time, but I was always doing something constructive. I think for the most part, now at age 50, you know, I just thank God for just being proactive and taking that spirit with me and able to give it to my brothers and others that are around me that can gravitate toward that, taking that pressure life and making it work for you. Um, so I'm gonna hit a couple different things here. Like I said, I'm trying to get back into my mode here. So I've been reading a lot lately here, just on different, different topics, different things that's currently going on in society. And I did a quick video about reparations. What I think about reparations. Again, I come from easily. I come from small town. You work hard. So I'm not an advocate for reparations. As a black man in America, like I said, I made some hard choices and decisions at a young age that has afforded me the opportunities that I have now. And I've surrounded myself with the right people. Sometimes we surround ourselves with the wrong people and we think we're going to get great results. It doesn't work that way. You got to put yourself around the area with the right people. And sometimes you got to distance yourself from those whom you think are for you and actually they're really harming you. So that's something you got to look at the man in the mirror and figure that part out. But anyway, I just finished a book, I guess, around last year sometime. I never got around to talking about it, but it's called the Loneliness of the Black Republican. The Loneliness of the Black Republican by Leah Wright Rigor. And it's a very great read. If I can see it, show you there. Boom. Very good read. And I think I put Jackie Robinson on my title thing there. And just so you know, on page 43, they talk about, well, in Jackie Robinson's own words. Um, Jackie Robinson, the first black man to integrate professional baseball and a recent convert to GOP, pointed out that party officials, even those with the most laudable civil rights records, often fail to connect with African Americans. The trouble, he stated, was that politicians rarely visited predominantly black localities. Prime example, Biden, first president in history to visit Tulsa. So a lot of things that we're seeing now um, are first. It's 2021. This gentleman's been in office. He's been a senator for almost 40. He was a vice president, and before he was a senator for almost 50 years. Come on. So I think at some point, the other side needs to wake up and realize, not only people that look like me, like, man, y'all are doing the same thing, claim you're being victimized, but you're still going, that's the definition Einstein said of insanity. You're drinking the same Kool-Aid, expecting to taste like lemonade. It's Kool-Aid, it's not lemonade. It's still going to be Kool-Aid. Okay. But the trouble, he stated, was that politicians rarely visited predominantly black localities, perhaps out of fear of alienating the white Southerners, and therefore had no idea who African Americans were and what they wanted. Okay. Ultimately, the report emphasized that if the party hoped to carry the states with the largest cities in future elections, then it could not ignore the Negro vote. And that's quite, I just say that to say this. That's very true. And even Nixon said, and to back that point up he just made, Richard Nixon grimly confessed, I could have become president. I only needed 5% more votes in the Negro areas. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, people smarter than myself sit down and put these numbers together and put these elections together, and they try to carve out certain niches of how they can win. Nobody gets in a race to lose, number one. It gets ugly, you get mudslinging, you get negative ads, but no one gets in a race to win. Now you hope they get in the race to win because they want to further their agenda of their community, not their own agenda. I think what we're running into is people have people want to further their own agenda, not their communities. And some of those politicians, they've been in office for 20 or five. I remember being 15 years old down south here, and about south of where I'm at now. This gentleman been in office for almost 25, 30, at least 30 years. Same position, haven't bothered to move up, hadn't bothered to mentor no one to teach them how to, hey, take the role. Hey, come assist me. I'm gonna show you how to do this so we can continue to help this community get better. Actuality, the community's gotten worse under this gentleman. I know a couple people in that area. It's gotten worse. So again, we have no one to blame but the person in the mirror, and how um, lack of action we have taken for our communities, but we're the first ones to get in front of the camera and say, we're not getting this, we're not getting that. In actuality, what are you giving? Instead of getting, what are you giving in this world to make something better, instead of sitting back saying, what am I getting out of this? Because you have to give something in order to not necessarily get something, but to see something grow. Plant a seed somewhere. And being an entrepreneur is very difficult because sometimes you don't see, you plant all those seeds all those years, but sometimes you don't feel like that seed is growing. It's like Warren Buffett said it best. When you paint a wall, you can't tell when that paint's dry. But you have to keep painting the wall. You have to keep painting, despite what you may think is not happening is actually happening. Grass growing. You can't see the grass growing, but I guarantee you within a week it's going to be higher than it was the day before. So we have to just have faith, and I think that's something we have a lack thereof in our society. Again, across the board, is just having faith that if your intent, if your goal is to um, do the right thing in the absence of somebody telling you to do it. I don't think that's a mistake. I think that's an experience. I think there's two different things. People make mistakes, but you also have something called experience. And I've ran two races, and uh, no, I did not win those races. However, man, I learned a lot. I met a lot of people, and I will continue to pursue that. Um, continue being a public servant uh, in that capacity, because I feel like I have a lot more to offer. I feel like I can listen on both sides. I do have a certain a character, integrity. I want to continue my service in the community or the state of Texas or my county. So yeah, I will still continue to pursue those avenues to help make my community better. Immediate as far as the state is also concerning. But I just want to share with you this afternoon. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock now. This afternoon, and I'm a little rusty. I've been away for a minute. Just gathered myself after my mom's passing. It's been a long, it's been a long year, um, but through it all, we must maintain faith and understand why we're here. And we all going to have our day at some point. I'm going to have my day. You're going to have your day. Everyone around you is going to have their day. So, but while we're here, we have to try to find a way to connect with each other and make each of our lives better, and hoping you can make the other person next to you life better at the same time. But again, I'd like to leave a shout out to all my veterans out there, their families. I know what sacrifices y'all have made, continue to make. If I can be of any assistance, please just email me, hit me here. But if you know any veterans that's having any issues, I had a number here before. Give me a second, like I said, I gotta get my stuff back together here. I don't know, I wrote it down somewhere. Thought I did. I'll make sure to have that with me next time I sit down here. I hate, in case we know someone that's having a hard time in this current era, call their local. I keep that number up here. It bugs me now. But I'll make sure I have that with me next time. But this, I sit down here. But again, I apologize. But you know, any veterans having any issues, they dial 911 and make sure they can get the proper help they need at the local veteran hospital, whether it's in Fort Worth or Dallas. Again, just stay tuned. I'll be bringing more information, more videos about different topics, a lot of things going on military wise, but also politically, not only in Texas, but also throughout our nation. And hopefully we can get this thing on track to continue to live our best life. All right. God bless. Have a great day.